Hey guys, happy TGIF. It's Friday. This dog hadn't barked all morning. Hadn't barked. As soon as I put the camera in the tripod, what happens? So I kicked him out the office, but you can still hear him in the background. So how is everyone doing today? It's another scorcher here. They say it's going to rain. I was hoping it was going to rain and might cool some things down. They called for rain today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Matter of fact, all into next week, so I hope we get some. Because, yeah, we could use it. But a lot of times it will rain and then it's just even more humid and sticky after it rains. So I just wanted to get on and say hello and do a little chit chat. I've been watching, found some new channels. I like to watch, there's a guy that, I don't know, it could be a girl, a person that's out of Philly, and they go around and they film the people in Kingston on the streets, because they have a section of the city where if you use drugs, you could just stand out there and use drugs all day long, and the police will overlook you and the city won't do anything to you, and they'll come out and clean up the streets, and they'll even pay the addicts to help clean the streets, give them a little money. And yeah, but if you sell drugs, you'll go to jail. But if you're using them, you could just sit. I mean, literally, this person goes around and film people shooting up or nodding off the stuff called trank. It's horrible. It's horrible. The fentanyl and the trank is just literally killing people. And if it doesn't kill you right away, then it literally eats you up, because a lot of them get the sores, which really, I was watching this morning, and they get this flesh-eating like bacteria. It's crazy, because trank is an animal tranquilizer, and people are shooting it up in their body. And from what they're saying is, like, if you have a cut or a sore or something like that, the acid inside of the drug itself oozes out of those openings, because your body's really trying to push it out because it's foreign to your body. And the acid in there is what gets on your skin and starts to really just eat away at your skin. And if you don't get assistance, which most people out there don't, they just call themselves trying to keep it clean and just wrap it up with whatever they can find, it can literally eat all the way down to the bone. And a lot of times, by the time the people get there, it's too late and they have to take the limb. But the issue with that is, it's like $45,000, I think it is, for them to cut off your limb. And most people don't have that. So there are people literally on the streets cutting off their own limbs behind this. It is just horrible. So yeah, sorry about that. I just get all passionate about that, because I think if you've watched any of my videos, you know that for the last 7 years I was working with, actually, 7 to 9 years, I was working with people with addictions. So I'm very passionate about that, and how we just don't give a rip about the drug issue. And you don't hear about it during the political, like now, we got election this year. You hear anybody talking about the drug issue or mental health? Nope. The only time they want to bring it up is when somebody's out there shooting, and then they'll say, oh, well, they had a mental health problem. But anyway, yeah. I was watching some of that stuff. So, I don't know why I'm so sleepy. But I was thinking, one of the ladies had said, would I finish talking about the story of me meeting my husband and my marriage. One thing I will say, we were married 18 years. The one thing I would say is that we probably should not have gotten married. We both got married for the wrong reasons at that time. And I'm not bitter or angry behind it because I truly believe that the woman that I am now came from some of the growth that I was able to get by being married to my ex. Now, I don't know if he would say the same thing, but yeah, I know it propelled me into doing some of the things I had said I wanted to do, helped me reach my goals, and helped me to just become a different type of woman. There was good and there was bad, but like I said, yeah, we probably should not have gotten married. And the thing was, I was thinking today, I was on my way to go to the restroom, and I was thinking that, because I remember writing myself a check years ago for $1 million. I wrote it to myself, and I said I was going to cash it one day. And I would be a millionaire at this point right now had I not gotten married, more than likely, because that was the thing that pretty much derailed me on my path. Now, I was close to being a millionaire. I was over $500,000. I was worth over $500,000 between properties and all this stuff that I had. I don't know why that came to mind today. But I look at it like this. If I was blessed with it and could get it then, surely I can get it again. But I found that, and I don't know if it's because my mom was a spendthrift, so she loved spending money. So she liked shopping, and I like going shopping with her. So like I said before, I never really had an issue with getting things. And I guess that, pretty much made me one of those people that I didn't have a healthy respect for money. I just figured if I had it, I spent it, it would come again. And it took me a lot of years to learn how to save and manage my money correctly. And pretty much it started actually when I had my son. So that was at 31. Because I had somebody else to be responsible for. If I messed up the money, it was just me. Hey, I'll just wait till the next payday. So, having and not having, of course, it is so much easier when you have. But I've learned that I can survive without. The Bible said, being abound in a base. So, when I hear people say that, I'm bragging or something, no. I work for what it is I got, and God blessed me to be able to do that. He's opened doors for me to be able to do some of the things that I did. He blessed me through other people a lot of times, and I know that's because I have faith in Him, but also I myself am a giver. So I gave away a lot. So I truly believe that when I'm giving a lot, I should give a lot away and assist other people. So I'm not a greedy person, and it's not all about me. So I find it interesting when I watch people on YouTube, because there's such a plethora of different personalities and people, and how they're all motivated by the money and the lure of making a lot of money. And the thing is, if you sit down and talk to people who have a lot of money, they get a thrill a lot of times of making the money, but the money has not made them happy. Because the real things that we want as humans can't be bought. You can think you're buying it, but it's never the same as somebody giving it to you freely, such as love, comfort, friendship, companionship, all those things, trust, honesty. You can think you're buying it, but just not the same. So like I say, when I look at people and their whole motivation on YouTube is all about the mighty dollar, that's not me. And I know people would like to say, oh, yes it is. It's not. Like I said, I never really went without, so if I don't have a YouTube channel, life will go on and it will keep on ticking like it was doing before I got on here. And it won't make or break me. You know, my sister's like, well, you know, you'll get caught up like everybody else with, you know, trying to get money and all this kind of stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because it's not about that. I wish for a lot of people it wasn't so much about that. Because I wonder how they would be different. Would you really get to see the real them if it wasn't so much about trying to make $1 to buy what? More stuff. To put where? You buy more stuff, you gotta buy a bigger place to house more stuff. And I can tell you as I'm getting older, the stuff just don't matter. It just does not matter. And we have the countdown, speaking of that, we have the countdown to my B-Day. So what, we are 25 days out from me turning 62. Yay! Yeah. It's funny to be getting older and you never thought about, you know, because when you're young, you think 20s are older. Or when you're 20, you think 40's older. When you're 40, you think the 50s. Now that I'm 60, it's like, okay, 80's old. And, yeah, it's interesting getting older. It's an interesting phase in my life right now. And I'm very happy. I'm very content. Don't have drama in my life. Pretty easygoing at this point. Can do with or without. Yeah, this mellowness that comes over you as you get older, and the security you have in knowing who you are cannot be disturbed by the outside world. And it's nice being at this point where, or when I look at other people who are my age or close to my age or older than me, who have not gotten to that point, that they've lived so many years and they haven't gotten to a point where they feel comfortable in the skin that they were born in. And they haven't dealt with the issues that have come up over the years that they've been here. I think the hardest conversation you're ever going to have is with yourself. And the hardest thing you're ever going to do is be able to deal with you and get you to a place where you're internally happy with yourself. And then you're able to share that with others. And that means you're going to have to forgive yourself for some things. And you're going to have to talk positive things into your spirit. I meet so many people that have such a negative attitude about themselves, not even others, but about themselves. And when you don't love you and truly believe in you, it shows, because you treat others the way you treat yourself. You ever heard that saying that, my mother used to say a lot, when you say you don't like somebody, and it's not that you don't like them, what you don't like about them, what you don't like in them is what's in you. You know what I'm saying? So if you see a person, or so you work with a person or family member, whoever, that are real, I don't know, haughty-taughty, just have an attitude, an air about them that they're better than everybody else, and you're just like, oh, I just hate that about them. The odds are the same thing is in you, you just don't see it. And that's the reason why you hate it, is because you hate that in yourself. I hope I'm making sense. So yeah, the hardest thing you're ever going to do is have a real relationship with you and get you to a state and a place where you're happy with who you are, just the way you are. Sorry, I don't know what is going on with the coughing. And I hope everybody gets to that point before they leave here, because God made us, he says that we are wonderfully made. So it'd be sad to be here in a body for X amount of years and you never realize how wonderful you are. Look at this animal here. I mean, you can look around in nature and just be like, what made him want to create that? What is the purpose of that? Even though everything he created interacts with everything, and there is a purpose for it, even if we don't know it. Like they're saying, we don't need our appendix, okay, I can't even say the word, appendix now, though we needed it like when we were supposedly cavemen. But how is it that God created a body that he put different organs in that you needed during a certain phase of the creation, and as creation grew, that part was no longer needed? I mean, when you just look at things, it's just crazy. Like, just wind. How is it so powerful that it can destroy? It can be very destructive, yet you can't see it. You can feel it, but you can't see it. I don't know. Sometimes, I just look around and I'm just so amazed at all the things that have been created around me. And I'm over my 15 minutes. I try not to go longer than 15 minutes because my videos upload better. Like the other day, the Wednesday didn't upload till after the Thursday. And then also, people attention span. No offense to anybody, it's just that shorter videos people can watch and keep it moving versus an hour to 2 hours to 3 hours to 4 hours. And I don't necessarily maybe want to talk that long sometimes. This is so beautiful that I'm showing you guys today. So yeah, let me see, was there anything else? Thank you guys for the wonderful praise reports in the chat. I love reading them. Anybody that's not feeling well today, we pray and touch and agree with you that your body's going to line up and do what God called it to do. That he didn't call for us to be sick and out of sorts. And like I say, sometimes you got to, talk to yourself. Get your word out. Use the healing scriptures. Don't let anybody speak negative into you. Even if it's a doctor. You can say, thank you for your report, but I'm going to go and see what the Lord says about this report. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And so I definitely want to lift you up. Anybody having any financial issues, pray. Get your purse, your wallet. Pray. Pray for some resources in. God didn't call us to be poor. He didn't call you to be sitting there worried about an electric bill or a water bill or school's getting ready to start back up and school clothes and all that kind of stuff. You start praying now for what you need. He already knows you have a need. You may just want to hear it come out your mouth. Set yourself up for success. Have faith and believe that it's going to happen, even if it doesn't look like it to you. Let me tell you something. I think I might have told y'all, there was one time where I didn't have 75 cents to put air in my tire, and I had a slow leak. So I definitely didn't have the money to get another tire, even one of those retread tires. I was looking through purses. You know how you sometimes leave change in purses? And something might have fell in the cushions. Nothing. I mean, I didn't have 75 cents to my name. There was no 75 cents in the bank. There was no 75 cents saved up somewhere. There was no money whatsoever. But you still see me here. Because I had to have faith and believe that God was going to help me get through this hard time. And then learn what it is I was supposed to get out of that situation. It really made me a more humble person. It really did. Because when you have to totally depend on God, an entity that you cannot see, that you only hear in your spirit, and believe that he's there and he's going to be there for you, yeah, it's something. So, I hope that lifts some people up. Don't be discouraged. Don't be unhappy. they're just things that we accumulate here. It's much more, or it's better for us to be healthy in our body, our mind, and in our spirit. And things will come. They will come and they will go. You'll get new, you'll get used, you'll get old. You know, it is what it is. And whatever it is you want, I'm going to end with this. Oh, I'm at 20 minutes. I like vision boards. And I don't do no elaborate big thing. I may take a piece of computer paper, and I get magazines every now and then. And you know how we get the junk mail in. And I cut the pictures out of what it is I want, cut the letters out if I can't find the pictures, and spell it out. And I just glue it to the piece of paper or tape it to the piece of paper. And I hang it up in a place that I'm going to see every day. So it may be my bathroom mirror, or on my door in my bedroom, or the door, my front door, because I know I'm going to leave out of it and see it. And that's for me to be able to continue to see what it is that I have put before God that I'm wanting. I have a praise list that I do once a month. I do it at the beginning of each month. I hadn't done it lately, but I'll list. Like at the beginning of the year, I'll do 100 things, but at the beginning of the month, I might do 10 or 20. At the end of the month, I look and see what it is that God has accomplished through me or him on his own, and I highlight it. And as I go through the year, I like to see at the end of the year how many things came to fruition. So there's nothing wrong with saying I'd like a new car, or I wish we could go on vacation as a family and spend some time together. That's not it. You just got to believe that it's going to happen. There is where the issue lies. So I'm going to get off of here. Got some work coming in. And I just want you guys to have faith and believe and know that it can and it will transpire. I have seen it for myself. Maybe I'll go back and see if I can find one of my journals. I'm sure they're packed up with a list of some of the things that I put before God, and He manifested. Like right now, I'm trying to decide, do I want to get my very last car? Do I want to get a 2025 Lexus and let that be my last car and just ride it on out into the sunset? We'll see. I like those Defenders, but they put a big pinch in your pocket. So we will see. We will just see. All right, guys, let me get back to work. Just thought I'd take a break and say hi and happy Friday.